Well, hello, my baby. I know some of you are wondering where the intro is and we just revamping right now. Okay, we taking advantage of this retrograde season and everything. As they say, revamp, redo. You know, refurbish. That's why take this time, my babies, because I know y'all, a lot of you, because what you see on social media platforms, you automatically go with the negative and start running. I said, guess what? During this time, especially when all these planets we got going, spinning backwards, you putting all that negative energy, guess where it's spinning right back too fast and quick? Because you haven't been dealing with stuff and you're getting with this mindset. And that's why we talking about what we talking about. And I got my girl, Miss Beth Hansen, coming in. It is such an honor to know her because not too many people want to recognize what I call true Western style, before they started manipulating timelines, and even though they got Bibles proving the 13 months and all that kind of stuff. Because if you really do, I can understand why certain people will say when it comes to like Western astrologies, they bullshit because of the tropical and how it's not as accurate as people think because the way it has been manipulated. Like, for instance, according to tropical, I'm a Capricorn sun, Scorpion moon with a Scorpion rising. Well, according to the True Sidereal and Vedic, I'm actually a Sagittarius sun, Scorpion moon with a Capricorn rising. It's like, okay. Some people call True Sidereal that what they call progressive. It's not progressive. It's truth. It's based on real. Okay, it's based on the real science of when astrology was considered science back in the day. And so, definitely during this time, everyone, please work on your grounding. Because with this, especially new moon that's coming up around the 24th, it reminds you this is the planting of seasons, of the seeds of your intentions, especially because if you're going based by the tropical, it's going to be in Leo. So that's reminding you the key is still keeping in your confidence to whatever success that you're trying to go after, because if that doubt is what sabotages you. So this is a time to put the intentions and put the seeds in of working on that mindset that's keeping you from your success. Use that power of Leo if that's what you strongly believe in. Okay. But for the rest of you that are going by it being in Cancer, this is the time, especially with the motherly thing going on. Cancer is the mother sign. It's to remind you that you and your loved ones are safe. This is time to really amp up, establish, and especially if you had broken family lines and everything. We got the retrograde going on, miscommunications. During the summertime we got a lot of family reunions going on and everything. So this would be a really good time to pray for those healings that are needing with your loved ones, especially with family. But without further ado, the Miss Beautiful Beth Hansen to come join me. Welcome to Tea Time, baby. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for being on the
so
show.
much, Reverend Patience. I have been following you online for a while and just loving how you interact with folks. And I've
Thank you.
stepped in and watched a couple of these tea times and gotten a lot out of your teachings and the guests you have on. So I really appreciate your work.
Oh, and trust me, and girl, I am proud of what you've been doing and everything. I watch I get notifications. I personalize it, make sure that as soon as you post and everything on your YouTube, I'm usually one of the first people watching that video and everything.
Awesome.
Because, like I was saying before I popped you in, most people don't realize Western tropical, the reason why it's so inaccurate with people's birth charts, because the way it's based and the way it was founded and everything.
Mhm.
Ruffle some feathers because
Yeah.
certain people and everything, they're
Yeah.
so gung ho about
Well,
it and everything. How do you, when you deal with someone and everything? Well, actually, before we even get into that, could you tell people how you got into it and what it is?
Well, it happened at the Women's Spirituality Conference, in fact. I had a dealer's booth there. I paint the goddess through aspects of nature, and I make wire wrap jewelry as well. And so I was there as a vendor, and the vendor across from me had something called Real Sky. Now, I'd already heard about Vedic astrology and was told that it was more accurate and, the Vedic sidereal and my sign would likely change. So I went over and asked, "Is like, is this Vedic?" And it was Julie Kuchia Watts, who's amazing scholar and artist, oil painter, and has done tarot decks. Specifically, she has a Ma'at tarot deck.
Yes,
Um,
one of my
so
favorites.
working,
I got it
yeah,
right here in my cabinet. Yes, girl.
awesome. So she told me all about the Real Sky and how you can pull up an astronomy app, set the date for your birthday, and see what the backdrop of stars really was when you were born. Because tropical hasn't changed in 2000 years. It was codified with and whatever worked for them then, at that time it was pretty accurate. But every 72 years the stars go backwards a notch on this 365-degree circle or 360-degree circle. And so now it's off by about 21 to 24 degrees, depending on which sign. So as soon as I learned that, I've been struggling with grief. My twin sister, Jane Hansen, was the co-owner of Eye of Horus, and she passed away in 2021, and I was
Beautiful
devastated.
soul.
Yeah,
I
she
was
was
honored to know her.
amazing.
Oh, talk about Earth Angel. Both of you two.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we were born on June 17th, 1966. So we grew up thinking we were twins born under the sign of Gemini, thinking we're oh so special and so psychic. Our mom was really into it. She passed away when we were 8. But before that, we were like 4 years old and she was testing us with what are those little psychic cards? I'm drawing a blank with the
The
shapes.
flashcards.
Yeah, those
I
little
know which one. Yeah.
flashcards. Yeah,
They
so
have
a
the different
Zener
shapes,
card.
and you have to pick out what it is and everything. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So she would test our abilities and things like that. She was fascinated with that. So then, as we grew up and got more into the metaphysical community, we found out it wasn't just our sun, which was in tropical Gemini, but Moon and Mars as well.
Mm.
So it's like, I'm 36 people. And, the whole.
I was just thinking that, girl. Right,
So
mine single light, baby. Oh my
yeah,
God.
so that's what I was thinking.
Right?
But I started studying astrology a little, I first dipped my toe into it in about 2022, just going to the free talks at the Eye and learning a little bit more there and still not grasping it in my mind because I've been a Reiki master since 2008. And even before that, I took pranic healing around the early 2000s, around 2003, 2004. So I was really familiar with energy work. And of course, being a pagan, I knew all about energy and I ran my own coven. So I know what things feel like. So when I decided to take a deep dive in it's only been like a a year and a couple months. So in the spring of 2024, I thought I'm going to take this deep dive and take this, year-long um, study course with Daniel Blackwood because she does the 12 faces of the goddess and, me all about goddess painting goddesses. It seemed like the perfect fit.
Right.
I'm sorry if this is going a little bit long. But I got into it and it's like, "Oh, this is great. This is awesome." We got into Taurus season. I'm like, "Oh, wow, I'm really feeling it. This is very cool." We got into Gemini and I'm like, "Why am I not feeling this?
Right.
What going on? What am I doing wrong? So I ordered some books to try and go deeper. Her 12 Faces of the Goddess, it's about the seasons. I'm like, oh, okay. And then fast forward to October, and I'd been struggling and struggling and struggling. My whole identity was being a twin. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. My twin sister Jane. 3 years of just heart-wrenching struggle. Moved in with left Minneapolis, moved in with my brother. There's a beautiful Victorian house that he bought for next to nothing because it's in the middle of freaking farm country in Southwest Minnesota. And I almost didn't go to the conference, but I was doing my meditations and I was like, nope, I'm going to go there and I'm going to put the intention. Okay, whatever happens here, let this be a good experience. I'm open to whatever the gods have for me. And the gods had True Sidereal Astrology for me because I went from a Gemini to a Taurus. And hello, I make physical products. I paint. And the wire wrapping came from my twin sister. And before
Right.
that, the first location of the eye had this gorgeous garden that my twin sister put in. Well, Taurus, it's gardening, it's farming, it's tilling the soil and helping things grow. So Sun, Moon, and Mars in Taurus. And I'm like, why the heck can't I manifest some money at this point? But it's happening now. Everything is coming into being. And we are still on this. And of course, I just had my my second Saturn return. And guess what I was doing during my first Saturn return? I took up tarot during my first Saturn return. So I took up True Sidereal Astrology during my second Saturn return. The universe has a plan, everybody.
Oh, yes.
And once you can, and boy, did I connect with the stars. I was actually, by the end of the day and me looking a few things up online, I was explaining to people what real sky was because they actually said, and they asked me, and like, why aren't you asking the person with the booth? She's like, what's that real sky stuff all about? I'm like, well, this is what it is. And Julie was just like looking at me and her face lit up, her eyes lit up. And she's like, oh, yeah, this one's getting it. And it's been a download ever since.
I
It is
bet.
like going from trying to run Mac software on a PC to running PC software on a PC or whatever. The software and the hardware didn't match, and the hardware is the stars.
Mm-hmm.
The stars as the backdrop, as that piece, as that voice of the gods vibrating towards us with light through the planets, getting that vibe on. And the planets, I just feel them as like, okay, that is like amplifying the signal. So anytime you have a planet in a sign, it amplifies the signal.
Oh, yeah, it does.
And it has its own flavor. It has its own thing going on. And I have learned so much so fast. And I learned all the things, and I got certified in January to be a true sidereal astrologist, and really started ramping up my YouTube channel. I think I have 22 videos on true sidereal astrology so far. And learning every time I pull up a chart and being able to follow what's going on with the moons, especially, is one of the keys for me. And that's how I do my forecasting on YouTube now, is the new moon and the full moon. So we've got this beautiful new moon in Cancer coming right up.
Yes.
Yeah. So I can go on and on and on and on. But
That's what we're here for, honey. We're here for 60
I
minutes,
know.
baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
So
It's all good.
yeah.
So with real quick, let everyone know what your YouTube channel is.
My YouTube channel is Harmony Goddess Astrology, because my art business, which I started like 8 years ago now, yeah, 8 is harmonygoddess.com. And so it just evolved into that. Uh, and I do have an email list. There's I don't know if you put it in the show notes or you're going to put it in the show notes, the link to my free guide. I've got a PDF, but it's in all my videos in
Mm-hmm.
the description. So you can get a free PDF, which is just a quick little starter guide to True Sidereal Astrology. One of the key differences between True Sidereal Astrology and Vedic Sidereal Astrology is the 13th sign. We do recognize Ophiuchus, and Ophiuchus holds space basically with Scorpio. One
Right.
is above Ophiuchus, and then Scorpio is underneath, and they're sort of like this, and Scorpio's got like a little claw up in the area of the ecliptic, and then we have Ophiuchus coming down with his foot right on the tail of the scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
So wounded healer magic stuff. The way I'm pursuing this, and also the other really cool thing about True Sidereal Astrology, yeah, the signs or the constellations aren't all 30 degrees on the ecliptic.
Yeah.
Some are 40, some are 20, and ish. I don't know the numbers about the degrees exactly, but I do have the dates listed in that free guide so folks can look at that. And it can be quite a shock because it was for Julie. She had thought, "Oh, I'm this magical Scorpio person." And then it's just like, "What do you mean I'm a Libra?"
Right. Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah, but Virgo is it's it's the largest one, and it's the goddess,
Mm-hmm.
and within the bounds of that are so many galaxies being born. It is the the virgin in the old terms, the I am empowered, I'm not beholden to any man, I don't have a man over me, I create from myself, and
Mm-hmm.
given birth to all those galaxies. And there's so
Exactly.
much more to Virgo. And knowing that between Taurus, Virgo, and Pisces, that's a really big chunk of the sky because those are the um, three largest. They take up the most space on the ecliptic. And so there's a strong earth energy, and it's all planned out. It's all connected to Gaia. We have electromagnetic fields in our bodies, and we can absorb those energies. We can connect with the electromagnetic field of the earth and bring that energy up. And that's why I say I am learning and teaching how to weave the magic of the stars with the power of Mother Earth.
It needs to be done because too much separation because of the influence of certain religions that came about in the West and
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And because of that detachment and everything, especially dealing with our Western medicine, which I've gotten in trouble for talking about, I am a certified natural health practitioner. I have
Mhm.
my master's in herbology, specializing in women's health, because what drove me to that personally was because of what I went through. I'm a three-time cancer survivor
Oh
and
my
everything.
god. Oh,
Yes.
wow.
And
I have no
the
idea.
funny thing is using of the frequencies and everything, and because everything is energy. We uh, they used to make fun of my mom back in the 80s and everything for it. They made fun of me wanting to use it for it, but now they're using med beds with those same frequencies, and that's the whole using of like the frequencies of Gaia. And the because what
Mhm.
I like you said, with the electromagnetic fields, we're walking magnets. And it's so the reason why I always try to tell my babies when they come to me as a teacher, to the importance of learning true astrology is so you understand these energies, so they're not using you and you're getting beaten around like going down the rapids without a life jacket on,
Mhm.
and you're fighting against
Mhm.
it. You need to use these energies to understand the what's going on energetically, astrology wise. It helps you to understand so you know what to do. Okay, I don't need to work on this and everything. I need to be working on this. Then I can come back to this when the energy is right and everything. Because so many
Right.
times, because of not understanding energetically, astrologically, truly what's going on, they wonder why their spells and their manifestations and their prayers are not coming true as quickly as they want because they're fighting against the energies that's going on around them, you know?
Right. They're off cycle. They're
Mm-hmm.
off the bigger cycle of the universe, and that's who's delivering the magic.
Amen.
I mean, they're picking up on the connections of the planets. So, all the aspects are the same. It's just the how. Because
Exactly.
I think it was Stephen Forrest who says the stars are the how, the planets are the what, and the houses are the where. And if you don't have the how, if you think how it's happening, like for me, was in Gemini. Now, I do have strong Gemini placements. I do have my Mercury and Jupiter in Gemini. I also am a Sagittarius rising instead of a Capricorn rising. Such a
Mm.
huge difference.
Oh
Um,
yeah, night and
right.
day difference, girl.
Yeah.
Going from earth to fire.
And I'm like,
Hey,
"Oh, no wonder." Big ideas have always been my thing. I've been a daydreamer my entire life, always being able to see things in my mind, brought me into the art. South Node is in
probably love to
Libra for
travel.
me. Yeah.
Stubborn as
So,
hell.
oh my gosh,
Stubborn as a
Jane
horse.
was so stubborn. How did we not know she was a Taurus? How did we
With a
not
Taurus and a
even
Sag.
know?
Oh my God, girl, that combination. Ooh, you stubborn. It's a
Yeah.
blessing and a curse to be that stubborn, though. Because once you set
Yeah.
your boundaries, ain't no backing down, baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've always been very good with boundaries, so much so that people thought I was unavailable when I was totally available for relationships and stuff because so reserved. So which is crazy because my Venus is in Aries. So
Right?
anyway, yeah, I've learned so much about myself. I continue to learn more and more. There's some amazing true sidereal astrologers out there. There is now a new group, the International, uh, what is it? The International Sidereal Astrology Association. So it welcomes other sidereals like the Vedic astrology and
Okay.
the I guess there's another Western astrology branch. We're just one branch of it. And I don't know if they just use the 12 signs and divvy them up equally the way the Vedic does. But I do follow some Vedic astrology, and I've learned a lot from that because they have a pretty good track record and lots of wisdom,
Oh
lots
yeah.
of wisdom, especially when
One
it
of the
comes to
oldest
prediction.
astrologies out there besides the Buddhist one, you know. So
Mhm. Yep. Yeah. And there, I didn't know there were that many astrologies because, Western dominates our culture so much.
that's because of
Uh
media, man. You know.
mhm. Yeah, they got into the papers with the daily horoscopes and the TV and all of that you know and most of the books I have are Western astrology. Um I just have a couple that are specific to true sidereal. I mean, tropical. I should say tropical. Western, we, tropical seasons. I don't. I
Hmm.
don't even know how to call it astrology because astrology means of the stars.
Right.
Astrology. I. Yeah, the
I know.
study of the stars and everything up above. But I do wanna mention to your people out here who might be listening and tuning in, there's actually a great app called stellarium.org. You can download it on Apple, you can download it on, um, Android, and they have a web app, and you can download it onto your computer for free. I did get the paid one, so I got more on my phone because, you know, it cleans up some of the fuzzy bits and brightens the colors and the shapes and things like that. So,
No
I
ads.
yeah. So, oh my gosh, it is so awesome to be able to just look anything up and see where everything is. Now, of
Mhm.
course, it's an astronomy app, so it doesn't talk about things like aspects and houses. But if you want to confirm what we're talking about here today, you can check that with any astronomy app, not just, Stellarium is it's pure science. And being able to the other thing that's opened up for me, I fell madly in love with astronomy as well. I watched so many things on YouTube. I follow Neil deGrasse Tyson on Star Talk and just wonderful stuff. And
Mhm.
look at me, I'm thriving after being, you know, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer after they pulled her back down to earth out of heaven when going through the motions.
Right?
That's what I was doing for 3 years, trying and trying and
I
trying,
bet.
and trudging, and not finding my joy. So, yeah, I mean, the pink cloud cleared up. The other thing I wanna mention is before even any of this happened, I took a strong look at myself and I started AA in September of
You go,
2020.
girl.
So,
I'm proud of you, honey.
you know, it's a challenge keeping sober. I tend to go for sugar or binge watching as, my comforts, and that's totally in line with a Mars in Taurus because that's like you're gonna just slow down and do the thing. But I think, y- learning how to use those energies.
Mhm.
And I've done some trades for um, readings for myself. I did a bunch of readings to learn for friends for free, and it taught me so much. And, that was back in like December, January. And now I'm like, wow, y'all need to come back and get some readings from me. Because I know so much more now and I understand, and it just is reprogramming everything. And we're all being reprogrammed right now
Oh,
because
yeah.
Uranus is in Taurus, and this is going to go on for many years.
Oh, yeah.
Our nervous systems and our psychic abilities are being strengthened day by day. And that way, once it leaves Taurus and goes into Cancer, we could start applying that in a caring and beautiful and, well, sorry, into Gemini. We can start, that's when those frequencies can really take off in that air sign. But right now they're being grounded. And that reminds me, we've got so much going on here. So tomorrow, we have the karmic fire of Ketu conjunct Mars in Leo. And
Mhm.
that is sort of, this has been fire over the past few months. I know we all, and just the insanity that's going on is just, but we were made for this. I keep telling myself that we were made for these times. We were here to hold space. We have this incredible thing called YouTube where we can share this stuff. Who knew? So, with Mars conjunct Ketu in Leo, it is dredging up and setting all of our karma on fire while the North Node is in Aquarius. So, there is that happening. And that's tomorrow.
Oh
And
yeah.
then the new moon on the 24th, and I learned something new today. In the Mayan calendar, they have a 364 point whatever
Mm-hmm.
day system with a gap day. This year it falls on July 25th, the day after the new moon is that gap day in the Mayan calendar. Talk about a new beginning.
Oh
Talk
yeah.
about holding space. Because we have this incredible, during this new moon, we have this grand trine happening. Let me just pull up my, it's easier if I can just look at my thing here. So, yeah, the grand trine. So that's the wrong one.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to give a quick shout out. Brother Danny Chen says hello from San Francisco. Texas in
Awesome.
the house from Brother Magic Lacroix. He says namaste. Thank you for joining us, my brother. And Arizona. Woo-wee. Clone Harper.
Wow.
Everybody's joining in.
I love it. I love it. I love the people joining in today. So this grand trine is a water trine. And not
Mm.
everybody uses everything that I use, because I use Black Moon Lilith and Asteroid Lilith in my work as well, because goddess, and also because marginalized people are crying out right now. And so we have this grand trine between the sun and moon in Cancer, with Black Moon Lilith at 0 degrees and 3 minutes retrograde in Scorpio. And then the third piece is 1111 Saturn, degrees of Pisces, Saturn and Neptune. So we got some serious deep stuff going on with this grand trine, and it's a grand water trine.
Girl,
Mhm.
what's going to be coming up, especially on the collective globally and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Between the storms, we about to have the Calderon,
I
and
know.
Yellowstone's going to be going off and everything.
Oh gosh. I don't know what's gonna happen, because while we have a grand water trine now, there's going to be a grand earth, and because True Sidereal, like I said, it's got the different sizes for the
Well,
constellations
we
when it
got that
comes to.
eclipse coming on August 2nd, and it's going to be the longest one for 6 minutes. And
Wow.
anytime we have an eclipse like that, major
Mhm.
earthquakes happen.
Yep, yep,
And major
and,
earthquakes cause certain volcanoes to go kaboom, kaboom. Ooh,
yep,
girl. I hope that's
and
not true.
so.
And this is talking from the scientific. This ain't even talking from the spiritual everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
No, because we actually have a grand fire trine, but all the signs are in earth signs. And I don't have that pulled up yet, but
Mm-hmm.
because I want to stick to this new moon, because it's very likely that there's going to be fires and war as well. So
I will.
more war, because that's just what we need.
I would
Hopefully.
not be surprised because
I would hope so.
a certain person in a swamp there up in DC and everything, um, all of a sudden now after something doesn't exist anymore, after telling blatant lies, not all and all the true information about him coming about being the piece of crap that he really is and everything, and he ain't no different. Only reason why certain people had claimed that the truth is going to come out. They were buddy buddy until one hit on his daughter, and then they had a
Mm,
falling out. But before then, they did everything together, partners in
mm,
crime. You know,
yep.
so instead of getting voted out or put in criminal jail and everything, karma gonna come after that, and heart attack is
Yep.
coming soon.
Okay, good to know. The other nice thing to know is, and this I learned from Vedic astrology, all of the planets from Mercury through Saturn have been on one side of the nodal axis since April. Mars is the one who's breaking across that, going through the south node tomorrow. And so by the time the new moon happens, that shift is going to start happening. And, all of this. And according to, I follow Joni Petrie.
I love her.
I know. I mean, she
I
looks
love
like a
her.
Barbie doll, but she's brilliant.
Oh, I
And
know. You can
awesome.
definitely tell she's an 80s baby. The hair and the makeup.
Oh
I
my
love
gosh,
it.
the big hair. I keep going back and saying, can you make the roots a little fluffier for me?
Girl, you need to get the
Um,
curler going and all
I
the
know.
hairspray. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I had the girl version of the mullet when I was in high school, so I had that
Right.
going on. So I am just uh, I wish everybody knew astrology from the time that they were in grade school. If we all understood the language of astrology and what's really happening up in the sky, and getting back to this divorce of astrology from astronomy, and now it's come back together. And there's folks who are saying, you know what, with that Uranus and Taurus, when in 7 years, when it comes out of that and moves into Gemini, there's going to be a lot more people following true sidereal astrology by that time,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're literally doing what, and that catchphrase came to me because I'm tapped in now.
Oh, yeah. Because all the
Um,
lies are finally are going to be start being exposed and everything
mhm,
that we've been told
mhm.
as a collective, you know?
Yep.
And that's why
And
with everything that's going on, the illusions that they have tried to paint, like, certain JP Morgan says, billionaires use astrology, millionaires don't. And certain other people,
mhm.
the reason why it became forbidden knowledge, because certain elitists,
Oh, yeah. The church
you
used
know,
astrology, and the
they wanted
church
us
has
all
had,
to be peasants. They want us to be workers, just functioning enough, to push the button at the factory. You know what I mean?
and what would this world be if we hadn't been honoring Mars as the one rising on the spring equinox all these years? If we'd been
Right.
honoring Pisces, because the age of Pisces didn't go as planned by the universe. The elites basically said, nope, we're going to stick with this war power over mentality, not this peaceful healing mentality that
Hmm.
was trying to be ushered in at that time. Oh my gosh. And but you can't think about what could have been. I'm sure there's an alternate universe somewhere where that happened. I've had a
The
couple of
multiverse.
alternate universe dreams with my sister showing up from an alternate universe,
Oh, I believe
saying,
it.
"Oh my
I believe
gosh, you
it.
elected Trump? What are you
People
people
don't.
crazy?"
It's the thing is the multiverse concept is not a theory anymore. They've proved it more than once.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, they proved it now that they can do people can do teleportation. They have proven scientifically through physics and everything that portals are real. When they used to call
Mhm.
us crazy all the time, and it wasn't something they saw on sci-fi fantasy and everything. You
Yep.
know, not all of us have the in tune physical eye to see on the frequency, or the third eye and see in the frequency. So when the portal opens, not not all of us has the ability, but some of us do and everything. And so when we try to
Mhm.
tell people about it, of course, society tried to tell you you're crazy, you
Right?
know, because they don't want people
So
being free thinkers and realizing who they really are. They don't want us to wake up. And that's why, for
exactly.
the longest time, this type of knowledge that we're learning and teaching has always been considered taboo,
Mhm.
dangerous to know at one time,
Absolutely.
especially us being women. Oh, God
Oh,
forbid, girl.
yeah.
You
Oh my
know?
god. Yeah, and if you've ever been to, like, an all-women festival, and then I went to Jane and I in 2017, I think it was. So after she'd gone through her chemo, 2017 or 2018, maybe it was 2018, but after she'd gone through all of her chemo, we went to the Sisterhood of Avalon had the Ninefold Festival in Colorado, and we went to that. And hearing all women's voices for a whole weekend and no men's voices. And then we got in the car and drove home from Colorado through Nebraska and Iowa. It wasn't until we got to hear NPR that we heard, the only time we heard a woman's voice was as the sidekick to a morning drive person. Even the songs they played were more male than female.
Mm-hmm.
And wow,
Oh,
if people would just listen to women like Elizabeth Warren.
no,
You know,
no,
so
no. um, the Warrens are frauds, honey.
they're what?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. I personally knew them.
Sad now.
I'm only speaking truth because my cousin used to work for him. The one that just died supposedly because of Annabelle, not wanting to admit it was because of a certain pokey poke after his third doses. Thank you very much. It had nothing to do with that damn doll.
Oh, weird. No.
Yes.
Elizabeth Warren, not the ghost hunter Warrens. Elizabeth Warren, the representative or the congresswoman.
Oh, I don't like her either. I don't like her either. If you have any real Native American blood in you, you don't like her either.
Oh.
And she's part of that group. Okay? She's part of the group, no different than all the if they are down in that swamp, they are all a part of that group. That's the only way they truly got into office.
Yeah, she wouldn't be there that long if she wasn't part of it in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly. Trust me.
She gets on the talk show.
Nobody that is down there. Trust and believe me. If you knew the stuff that they do and everything, because people don't realize how it's all set up. It's strong, dark elitists that are manipulating everything and pulling the strings of everything from our country to around the world. And she is a part of it.
Right. So, yeah, and the only other thing I want to mention looking at this new moon, and I didn't notice it until we've been talking here, looking at the chart, is that in addition to the trine, there's also a door or a rectangle, which are two trines, which on either side are united by sextiles. And sextiles are creative energies. And it means coming together and creating. And trines are the flow. And so what we have here, and like I said, if you don't use Black Moon Lilith, you won't see this, but we have Black Moon Lilith trine the sun and moon. And then that is sextile with Uranus. And Uranus is trine Pluto, which is sextile with Black Moon Lilith. So ponder that for a little bit. So we have earth, air, water, fire, all in this doorway. And there's just an energy about that says, okay, if you want to use that as your portal for manifesting, you certainly can. We also have 3 oppositions because Black Moon Lilith is opposite Uranus in Taurus. And the sun and moon, of course, they're opposite Pluto in Capricorn, and then Mars is opposite North Node in Aquarius. And that is making a beautiful 6-pointed little star with all of us in the middle at the heart of everything. So we're going to feel the tension, and that's in the middle of that beautiful trine. So there's this tension driving everything, saying you've got these decisions to make on how you want to use this energy. Because
Exactly.
that's the thing that's sort of heating things up. And there is actually a T-square from asteroid Lilith in Aquarius. And it is hitting that black moon Lilith in Scorpio and Uranus in Taurus. Asteroid Lilith in the Aquarius. Yeah. Did I say all the right things in the right order? I don't know anymore. I better put the chart down because now I am just. This is where I have to stop, pause, take a sip of water.
Nothing wrong with that, darling.
Because I have not Libra. In my Libra in the 11th house, I have Neptune retrograde and South Node. So, hey, I came in here as an artist, as somebody who loves things to be in balance and creative, and also that's third eye wide open. Dreams, like I said, daydreamer, but that's also my psychic ability. And that means I have Ophiuchus in my 12th house. And Ophiuchus is the higher self. It is spirit. Yeah. It is our connection to God. And what people don't know about Ophiuchus is that there's a galactic center is in Ophiuchus, not in Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is pointing to the galactic center. But it doesn't live in Sagittarius. Not in the true sky. It lives in Ophiuchus. And what's at the galactic center? A black hole.
Yes.
So, talk about a portal.
Oh yeah, and that's what is it? The Aztecs or the Mayans? They had that game representing that, where it talked, to represent the Milky Way as it goes through that black hole and stuff. It's a game they play with their hips and everything and get it through the one. Girl, oh, talk about one hell of a game.
No. And people are going back, oh, civilization only went back, 6,000 years.
Oh, that's
now
all lies they've been trying to tell you, baby. I mean,
it goes way
slowly but
back.
surely the real truth is coming out. I mean, they try to reset Tartaria, and that's all coming out now.
I know.
A lot of people are starting to realize what they call steampunk technology is supposed to be Victorian sci-fi technology. It's actually old Tartarian.
Oh, all sorts of fun things happening. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, honey, one thing that's good about Mr. Cheeto Man is that about the freedom of speech thing. As long as I ain't saying certain cuss words and stuff, they want to do to me like they did before on this channel and everything because I spoke against the pokey poke, and then all the things I was speaking was facts. And then they turn around after they demonetized me for speaking against it and also try to say they said it at first, I wasn't using my own material.
Oh my word.
I stole my show from somebody.
How do you steal a conversation from somebody?
I don't know. But then after I proved it and everything, I have to earn my monetization back. And I told them to stick it. I told them that they were number one. But yes, I cussed you out in American Sign Language. So whatever monitor is watching, I don't care. So that's why I tell people now and everything, the gloves are off. We're going to talk about whatever we talk about and everything. We keep it classy, but still we're going to talk about, because the thing is, people have been so conditioned and everything. That's why, like I said, we're having shows like this about this type of topic. So people will get planted at seed to want to go learn and everything. So again, real quick, let everybody know again about your channel and where they can get that all your stuff and everything.
Okay, my channel at YouTube is Harmony Goddess Astrology. And if you just type youtube.com/at Harmony Goddess Astrology, it'll take you right to my channel. And I have on at the top of every single description, I've got the link to my free True Sidereal Starter Guide called Unlock the Zodiac. And because I'm an artist, it's beautiful, and you can put it in your book of shadows. It's not just plain white paper with
Right.
Times New Roman text. It is fully designed. I stayed up all night one night because I was so inspired after being on a chat with some other creators, and got it done. And yeah, there is something about this, and Joni Petrie talks about it, the astrology obsession, that for those who are called to it, this is it. Now, I love my artwork, but it's an aspect of this. I love my tarot, but I'm able to do more with tarot now that I've gotten deeper into the astrology.
Yep.
All of it is
Move it.
feeding into my whole life in such a beautiful way. And, you'd think down here in God's country, in Southwest Minnesota, I'd have problems in AA because, sure, I say the Lord's Prayer, but I'm praying to Odin.
Mhm.
I pray to my gods and everybody accepts me. And I got my little tattoo here and everybody is fine. Nobody judges in AA, which is, if you don't have a pagan AA near you and you feel like you need help, go to AA, because they don't ask you who your higher power is. You could be Jewish, you could be
Exactly.
Muslim, you could be
Exactly.
Buddhist.
Don't be afraid to get help if you know you need it. Don't.
Yeah.
True strength is being able to ask for help.
Hmm.
Okay.
And
Because
I just want to mention I do readings. And so you go to harmonygoddess.com and it says astrology and tarot right there on the top of the menu. And you can check out my offerings there. And I do it via Zoom. And I'm really glad that this is working because we have really awful internet here. It's
oh,
it's
I
all
feel you.
wireless.
We had problem with last week's show because this is live and everything, so you do get
Mhm.
technical difficulties sometimes. Well, the thing, we've been having them solar flares like a mother going off, and that day,
Mhm.
especially in the land of a thousand lakes and everything, because I'm in central, east central Minnesota and everything,
Mhm.
and we always can tell up here, when the radio stations ain't working and your internet's going in and out. It says you're connected, but with no internet, and it's like,
Right.
so with everything that's going on, and then astrologically what's going on, it's like no wonder we were, so it's like after 20, like we'll come back next week, everything will be fine,
Mhm.
you know. But definitely it happens,
Absolutely.
and so
Absolutely.
definitely with everything going on, everyone, make sure you are doing your grounding, and and start, if you're interested, start doing the learning and everything, because like she said, it makes a world of difference. It will Things will make more sense because it helps you to really truly learn yourself and everything.
Mhm.
Because the more you
Oh, yeah.
know thyself, you come into thy power, and you become more of the free thinker. And you realize, I am the table, the chairs, the silverware, and everything. You know,
Mhm.
and also too, one thing about saying the Lord's Prayer, honey, is when you say that, how I love to mess with the Christians and everything, whether they're Protestant or
Mhm.
Catholic, is when you say it from the true translation of the Aramaic.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. That's a beautiful one.
Oh, oh,
But
oh,
yeah.
great birther of the universe. They're not talking about the God of the Bible that they think.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's
Everything, getting down into the scholarly level of things and getting back to the roots and the truth. And, right now we're going through this phase
oh yeah.
of
This is year
of
9, the year of the goddess, year of woman.
yeah,
With
yeah.
feng
And
shui
also,
in year. You know,
if you count the signs, 8 is Scorpio, so 9 is Ophiuchus.
right?
And what's the ninth card in the tarot? Major Arcana? The Hermit.
Mm-hmm.
It is about the light from within and being willing to go within in order to bring it out and shine to the world. As above, so below, as within, so without. And all of that makes so much more sense once you have the key. And
Exactly.
so if you need to
Exactly.
unlock that zodiac, get my freebie off my YouTube channel. And there's also, I also have a free True Sidereal chart calculator on my website, courtesy of Athen Commenti of Mastering the Zodiac. He has that code and he shares it with other true sidereal astrologers. And so it's very generous of him that we can, bring people into our sphere. And, for me, it's the pagans, it's the outcasts, it's all the others that this society likes to throw away. And, it's, as a cis white woman, I'm like, the only thing I have in the game is the woman part, but I'm willing to stand up and speak what I see in the sky. And when I see stuff coming through, I share it. And I mean, what is Mercury? Mercury is Hermes, hermaphrodite. We're in Mercury retrograde. And
Yep.
all of this is happening, and that new moon is happening on that day of the new moon. The Mercury is leaving Leo and getting into Cancer on that same day, going from fire into nurturing water, where it's going to be for a while until it turns around and comes back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And also, we have a rare eclipse going on, and everything that most people don't realize is that the moon is eclipsing Mars tomorrow.
Mm. Oh, did not know that. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
The moon
Does
is
it make
eclipsing
sense?
Mars at the same time Mars is, well, of course it is, because it's going over the south node. It's an eclipse point. Oh
Yep.
my goodness. It's called a lunar node for a reason.
Yep.
It just gets bigger and better all the time. All the time. Further up and further in.
Oh
Further
yeah.
up and further in. And it just resonates, and you start feeling the resonance in your body.
Oh yeah.
And
And that's why I
you can,
constantly encourage people to start, that's why I teach about the sleep meditation and the using of the frequencies. Take advantage of your sleep. Even the Dalai Lama himself said the most powerful form of meditation is sleep. You know, you're because like I said before on the show, all our filters that keep us self-sabotaging and everything are turned off because those frequencies go straight
Mhm.
to the subconscious. And when we're asleep, that's all turned off. So it takes advantage of that to get the healing done. And whatever it
Yep.
is that you need to do to be for the grounding, whether it's dealing with anxiety or a lack of mindset, dealing with money or whatever it is that you're worried. Trust and believe me, people, do your research. You can look up and study and find there's a frequency for everything. Everything is energy. And that's from the
Mhm.
scientific point of view. So for my atheists,
Yeah.
trust and believe me. Like I've said before, they're starting to use these frequencies in the bed. You can look all this stuff up, okay, if you do your research. All right. Because I'm not one of them ones. Just don't go by what we say on the show. We want you to do your research. Okay. That's why we're teachers. We want you to do the research. We're here to plant the seed.
Absolutely.
Get off your butt and do the
And
work.
that's why I say test everything out.
Exactly.
Prove to me that I'm wrong about my placement of my sun, moon, and Mars in Taurus.
Exactly.
You can't prove
Exactly.
that. It's provable in science.
Exactly. Exactly. So again, my darling, thank you so much. Time flies when we're having fun. It
Oh
was an
my
honor to
gosh, this
have you
was a
on the
great
show, and I look
conversation.
forward to having you back. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Remember, get you grounded on, okay? Take advantage of these situations and everything that's going on energetically, and make sure
Mhm.
that you are using this time to release everything that is not serving your highest good, no matter if it's a person, place, or thing. Otherwise, if y'all don't do the work yourself, guess what? The universe is, and your ancestors are going to come do it for your stubborn ass. All right? That's what
Yeah,
these powers and
exactly.
these energies are saying to y'all, okay? If you don't
Yep.
do the work, it's going to be done for you, and it's going to be more dramatic if you don't put in the work.
Mhm.
It's easier to go through it like a water going down a duck's back if you know what's going on and you put in that spiritual work. Okay, so get off your lazy ass and do it, babies. I love
Mhm.
y'all. Thank you, Mama Beth, for being on the show. Everyone, have a
Thank
blessed day.
you, Queen Reverend Patience. Queen
Thank you, my
bee.
baby. Good
Mhm.
night, everyone. Okay.